It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. I am joined on this fine Friday evening by Foxy, Dave, and a freshly hair-washed Kate.
Seriously? In the intro?
How do you know, Les? How do you know?
But you're looking sleek. It's good.
Because you started the conversation with "you look clean." Oh my god!
even I've had a
As
wash before
opposed to-
tonight. So
I know, Les, you need to redo that. You know, mate. I think you look stunning. To be honest with you, Kate.
See, Dave, this
Well,
is
that's
why
what I
you'll
said.
always be number one.
That's what I said. She looked clean and freshly washed. And
Anyway,
Basically, she looks like she's had the wash.
you're looking so fresh and so clean. That's what I'm saying.
Sunglasses
your
on, and
shower's
I'm
been
the one
calm.
getting the shit.
Your shower's
That's a
been
fair
all
point,
right for you.
For anyone who's listening on the podcast, Foxy's actually sat there in sunglasses. Yeah, Kate's the one I'm ripping.
That's fair.
So
And I've showered in the last 30 minutes. You've not even noticed. I'm disappointed, Les.
Les, where are your glasses this week?
I don't know. I think they're in my bag. I went to London last week, and I think they're still in my bag, and I don't know where that is. So
Anyway, everyone all right? Yeah, all good.
Not
yeah,
too bad.
we'll come on to that.
Looking fresh.
This is. I mean,
Glad I never used my camera on this thing ever.
I'm looking pretty shit at the minute, but this is probably the best I'm going to look all weekend. Which leads me into Mike Blakey's question. What time is socially acceptable to start drinking on Sunday? It's bank holiday after all. Dave replied now. That was 5 hours ago, so that was 1 o'clock. Jamie Yates replied today. Foxy, me and you are already on the ale.
Yeah.
So
What are you drinking there, Les?
Blood.
Even just the way that Dave said that was like a slur. It could have been anything, but you just knew it was negative.
I know.
Did you see that story in the week of that weird Silicon Valley fella who's injecting his own son's blood?
Yes. Yeah.
Because he wants to. I'm drinking mine. So there you go. That's what that is.
Is your Jay all right?
I was going to say.
So he was when I left him with a
Can you prove that
tourniquet on
he's
his
fine?
arm.
Terrifying.
Yeah, but for anyone who doesn't know this story, we'll get onto the question in a minute. But there's some weird guy in Silicon Valley who is, I think he's got an 18-year-old son and a 19-year-old son or something. And he's basically taking blood from them. He's asking them how their plasma is. Is everyone's plasma okay today, by the way? I think mine's fine.
I mean, probably not, but
It's
yeah.
not
But not only
okay,
that,
so, yeah.
he's also injected his blood then, like after that, into his dad as well.
Oh, yeah, he has as well, yeah.
So it's got another generation.
Yeah. So he basically...
He's not even fit.
No, he's not.
What the fuck is going on here? I've never heard any of this.
Yeah, get on it, Dave. It's a great story. I saw him like he's got this picture of him like with his top up, hasn't he? With his son next to their implants, by the way. They are definitely
What's implanted, Les?
pecs.
Oh, okay.
He's had some
Getting a boob job.
Yeah, I reckon he has, yeah.
Oh,
He's lazy, isn't he? Clearly.
yeah.
You know. So, but yeah, so he's trying to make himself 18 again, like doing some Benjamin Button shit, and then trying to make his dad 40 odd, I guess, again.
Yeah. Wow.
Still quite
I know.
Elon Musk, isn't it?
The things us Evertonians will do
no.
to get a win, eh? You're gonna have to hang around a bit longer.
I know. I'm just after this weekend. I think I'll be just like waiting and praying for the sweet release of death.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that, not aging shit. So is anyone on the ale yet? What time are you planning on getting on the ale over the weekend? Or you're not drinking? You're just doing a sensible thing and keeping a clear head.
Well, I mean, I'm not officially not allowed to drink, but recently, you might be well. I don't think you are, Les, because you're quite a connoisseur when it comes to your ale, aren't you? But I went for a game of pool. I normally go for a game of pool every week with my brother-in-law, and he said to me, "Oh, no, you can't drink again." He said, "But make sure you give it a try to Stella filtered or unfiltered, whatever the name is. Filtered. It's a different colour to the other one. The can itself, but this was on draft. I'm not joking, mate. It's one of the most stunning beers I've ever tasted in my life.
I've not had that on draft. Where was that?
It was incredible. It's down in Bootwood. I've had it, so it might not even be real. But yeah, this was like ice cold and stunning, the most crisp beer I've ever had in my life. And I thought, as soon as he started saying Stella, I thought he's taking the piss here. He's just trying to make me drink and make me feel diseased or something. But yeah, it was absolutely stunning. Might have one of them. So, mind you, we're not going anywhere tonight, are we, Les? That have even go near or touch Stella where we're going tonight with it.
No, just sweet German lager.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
The one.
But with that place that we went to the other week, which was impossible to find, what was it called? Yeah. I wouldn't sell it there either, would it?
No, they just sell their own ale.
Yeah, it was nice in there.
There we go. It was good.
Katie, sorry, are we off the loop here? Is it date night?
It is.
Is that why you've got your hair done?
You're supposed to be my one ally, then you guess. You're out.
No, it's Keith and Laura's birthday yesterday.
Okay.
So they've hired out the bottom of the Denby.
Nice.
I'll probably be spending 90% of my weekend in the Denby, which isn't bad.
Well, yeah, it's a destination, so
I like those odds. Katie, you drinking yet, or at any point over the weekend?
I'm not until Sunday because I'm going on holiday. So no, I'm holding off. I've got bags to pack and shit.
Where are you going?
Just away. Just
away.
away
From this nonsense.
You've changed your hair and you're going away now. Do you need to be looked after you?
To be fair, I did BBC World Service and BBC World Service this morning. And he said to me, like he said, so what, how do you think you'll feel like come Sunday afternoon? I was just like, well, I'm going to go and dye my hair and I'm leaving the country. So regardless of what the outcome is, no one will recognise me ever. I've got new glasses and everything. Yeah.
Definitely talking about real.
Yeah, no. I haven't even changed my hair. I've just washed it. Will you just give it up?
I've inexplicably agreed to do 5 Live at 8 AM on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, see, that's why I was confused. Then I got the offer and I said no.
So I'm second fiddle now, am I?
I'm on some BBC list. This is also thanks to Dave, and I am genuinely grateful, but I must be on some BBC list somewhere that says female toffee can talk.
No.
Occasionally.
I really shouldn't say this, but I'm pretty sure that nobody I work with listens to us on Mailbag. That's exactly. I'm not joking. Fine. I'm not joking. That is exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Because the BBC has this 50-50 policy at the moment where they try to do it in every single department. Yeah. World Service absolutely nail it. Every week it's 50-50 or it's slightly more women than men. 5 Live pretty crap at that. Because essentially when I say Les, they say, yeah, go ahead. So I don't have to have a female list for Evertonians. Do you know what's funny though, Les? It does always make me smile now. They always ask you or anyone else from the Blue Room. They'll ask without even saying to me, "Do you know which one will be available?" he just get the list and throw it in.
Dave is quite literally pimping us out. It's the truth.
Give us numbers.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So right, next question. Jim, I think you replied to this one, Dave. You did. Jim James asked, how many points would Everton have got just playing youth players all season? Haven't we got just like 6 youth goalies and that's it? The current squad is awful and so's the manager. Surely we couldn't be any worse and we'd have players with passion. Dave, you said 6 points. I'm kind of inclined to agree.
Yeah. It's like these days have just got worse and worse, along with everything else. But with the academy, and this isn't any offence, this is just like a really broad answer to that question because I don't really show that much of an interest on what's going on with the academy these days, like the 21s, the 18s, all of that sort of thing. But it's not really that we hear any top class lads coming through. We don't even get back to the days of like Tom Davis type and. Or there's none of that coming, is there? Which is obviously very worrying as well.
The one sort of prospect we had, or one of the bigger prospects we had, just agreed to go and join Standard Liège. So it's like, what's going on there? Who moves to Belgium? Seriously?
I know. Yeah. I'm dying to know what they put in the package to try and sell that.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Is Liège even in a good? Is it in a good bit of Belgium? I mean, I know the Ale's ace, but as a 19-year-old footballer, you're probably not, or you shouldn't be going for that.
What's that league like? Is it shite?
The Belgian league's got to be crap on it.
He'll get plenty of game time. He was never going to play the die show, is he? He's never going to.
He could.
No, exactly.
All the fuck out of it.
Tells anyone under the age of 30 to go home, I reckon.
We should go and turn up.
That's probably a shout, actually.
Yeah, aside from Alice Sims, I don't think it would have made much by way of impact. To be fair.
And even he doesn't get a look in.
Nah. I think we would have got nil points if we had like our kids playing.
Yeah.
I can't see who who would get any points off. So
what happened to what's his name? Stanley Mills, is it?
He's still there.
He's still
Is he
kicking
still
about.
there?
Yeah.
Surely he'd be a bit of a shout for a right back.
Exactly.
He's more of a forward though, isn't he? Isn't he like more of a right winger?
No, I honestly.
But we could get his
Danny
midfielder,
but he has played right back. I'll just throw anyone right back. I'm still Tom Davis right back.
Tom Davis still about, yeah.
Andy Mills sounds like he's like Warburton's.
Oh, he's definitely wearing a flat cap, doesn't he? Wherever he goes.
Yeah. Should be like, not a footballer.
Look at the saddle on that, like a razor blade. That one. So Liège is it's miles east of Brussels. It is by a river though, so that's nice.
Oh well.
So
bit of punching.
Changes everything.
Well, do you know actually no, it's not. It's got lakes going into it by the look. Oh no, it's got a river. Yeah, big river going through it. It's probably quite nice, but we've got a big river going through us.
Leeds Liverpool Canal.
Yeah. This will take me on to Stuart Guy's question actually with the sorry, Foxy. I didn't come to you on this question.
Which one?
Points. I know I've completely lost.
Yeah, no, I reckon we're getting no points.
I've had one sip of wine.
No points. No points. There's no one we get any points off. Yeah,
no points.
Which is generally rubbish.
Kate.
Yeah, same. Yeah, like I said, Allison's was the only real shout there, but not that much way of impact. I don't think.
No plan. Stuart Guy, with the Open being played on the Oblong of Dreams this summer, what sport events are you looking forward to over the summer to cleanse yourself of Everton season? Dave, will come to you first on this because I know you're banging to all these sports. I'm not looking forward to anything because I don't even know what's on.
Well, no, we've got a cracking sport coming up. The Open is right next door to you, Les.
I know. I'll probably go on the Ale in Hoylake, but that's about it.
Right by Cheshire Oaks.
Right by Cheshire Oaks, just round the corner.
Or those mad places that live there have got mad names. They always bang on to you about Les. But no, I'd implore anybody to get along to the golf if they can, because anyone who's not been the Open, it's one of the best days you can have now. The reason why people avoid it in many ways is because the price of it, it's like £100 for your ticket. But when you think about how much you get for your value for money, you can go in before it gets light in the morning and you can go home after it gets dark. It just doesn't close. All sorts of bars there, all sorts of stuff that the kids can do and all that. There's loads of different areas across the course, and then obviously you want to go and watch the best players in the world. Like Tiger Woods, he probably won't be there this year, but all the world-class players are going to be there because it's a major. So I'd say that is huge. The other thing as well, the Ashes is over here. And, well, yeah, we need to win it back as well.
I still can't get my head around how small that trophy is. It's mad.
Oh,
the Ashes.
Size doesn't matter with that, Les.
Ridiculous.
Well, no, the history of it is immense. If you can't, a lot of people, like you've just intimated there, Les, can't be asked finding out why it's that size. But yeah, essentially it's made of melted stumps, isn't it? And I'm right with that, aren't I, Foxy? I presume you'll know.
Yeah, it's something like that. They put in the first set of stumps after that, whatever, inaugural test series. And
one of the teams is humans had to set something on fire.
Limbs or...
Yeah.
I'm absolutely curious that I didn't get a look in there. The only reason I know what the Ashes is because I've flipped between being Australian and English, just deciding on how well it's going.
I wanted to ask you that. Who are you actually going to support?
Well, I've got a full Aussie shirt, so I usually do that. I usually just go back to kind of like, the roots, and then when it goes to shit, or if it goes to shit, that's when I move over.
Still on the subject of it, Kate, is that why you've done your hair like that?
It's a privilege and a right. Why I've done half and half.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's because I'm going fucking grey. Cheers for that, Everton. Nice one. Can we go back to golf for a minute? Never got into it, right? Never find it even remotely interesting. I only know who Tiger Woods is because he's a bit of a lad and he's crashed some cars and stuff. But if it's anything like Happy Gilmore, right, then I'm in.
Yeah, that's the thing. No,
if it went off and there was like just some random wild card fella who nobody's ever heard of, have you seen the videos of those of people who can golf who do that weird disjointed thing with their shoulders and then swing the club round like almost
around the back of their head? Yeah.
That's the kind of golf entertainment shit that I'm into.
I tell you, when you watch golf as well, you would 100% watch golf if Bill Murray Zombie from Zombieland's playing golf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It needs more entertainment factor for me, Dave, I'm afraid.
Well, and obviously you have specific clothing you'd have to wear if you're playing it, but it doesn't matter if you rock up to it. You can wear whatever you like.
Tuck yourself in. Do you have to
Say again?
Oh, right. Tuck what in?
It's polite, Les, to tuck yourself in.
I knew what I meant.
It's
not that exciting, Les. Not that kind of excitement.
Okay, I'm fine. Where do I book the ticket?
Dave, all I can think of now is that picture of me and you.
Hang on.
No, in golf, do you need to tuck your shirt into your kicks? Is like a thing?
Well, yeah. I mean, it traditionally, yeah, but it's got a little bit more laid back these days. But yeah, if you go to your Sunday competition at any golf club, you'd have to wear trousers or shorts that's got a particular different type of short. I would say. Where you do need to tuck yourself in both sorts of ways.
Do you think it's like a full-on stickler, Dave, for tradition? Because like when you look at Wimbledon, obviously it was always whites, right? And then it always had to be. Then it had to be a match and set, and it had to be like certain court shoes and that type of stuff. And then you've got like Serena and Venus turning up with like gladiator sandals and stuff. Battering it.
Does everyone here remember Andre Agassi's first Wimbledon?
Yeah.
So we used to wear all the outlandish like night gear, really bright colours. Yeah. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, is he going to wear white for Wimbledon?" And he turned up in the most pristine white rig out. It was sensational.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure even the logos were white as well. It was just white.
Oh wow!
Taking the piss.
That's the other thing that's on, Les.
What's that?
The other thing that's on this summer, mate. We're back to Wimbledon too. That's on. That's in. That's obviously in July. July is going to be huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cricket, we've got the one-day internationals as well, so that'll go all the way till mid-September. So yeah, I mean, obviously, all of us are going to want away from Everton and football for as long as we possibly can. If sadly we're in the Championship, that starts a bit earlier. But yeah, there's plenty of good stuff on sport-wise. And look, it looks like, well, if it stays like this, it looks like we'll have an half-decent summer as well, doesn't it? So
yeah.
Hopefully that backs everything up.
Just quickly on the back of that, I'm going to make cricket our safe word for when the adverts are coming up.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I'll just shout cricket and then we'll all stop talking. Okay.
Make sure you're tucked in on those ads.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
We had chlamydia on one time, didn't we?
What's that?
We had chlamydia on one time.
Oh, that was great that day.
Is it great?
Funnily enough, the last time Kate was on. Foxy. I keep looking. You've got David on your thing, and I always forget that's your name.
Yes, it's confusing. I get confused too.
And sometimes you wake up and you think you're Dave Downey.
Yeah,
happens to us all. Any sport events you're looking forward to?
I'm completely agreeing with Dave. So for me, the cricket, I think our first test against Ireland starts next week, and then into Ashes. Yeah. With respect to Kate, I'm like whichever team you go for, but I think the Aussies at most sports are our main competitors and biggest rivals. So love the Ashes. Brilliant. So quite a good team as well. Be interesting to see how the baseball goes if we kind of take it on, score 350 in a day. It's probably getting a bit boring for people who don't like cricket.
Well, half the Aussies well, that's it. Half the Aussies have already come to England to start playing, haven't they, over to sort of get what our conditions are like and all that stuff. So they're taking it fully serious when they're coming over here.
Get used to the rain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving back onto Everton. John, it's only JK. Hopefully he's over this weekend. Be lovely to see him again. He has asked, how are you all going to celebrate Everton's comfortable 2-0 win on Sunday?
You know.
I mean,
yeah,
that says routine win. I'm not sure we've got a routine win on us. Brighton was 5-1, and that was not a routine win.
I think the last one was Palace 3-0. Like at home when it was under Lampard, wasn't it?
Lampard's only win, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you see the thing? I think it was Al Bretland tweeted it. Basically, Frank Lampard's combined Everton and Chelsea would have been relegated last week.
Amazing.
What?
You won 4 games, or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is appalling. That.
Where's
the lad going to go now? Then where's he going to go after this?
Exactly.
Now? Do you know what I reckon? Seriously, I reckon he'd make a brilliant director of football because his pulling power for players is sensational.
Yeah.
So many players who came to us and were like, "Oh, we're coming to us," and we're saying, "Like, yeah, I'm coming here because of Frank Lampard."
Does he tuck himself in? Is that why?
I've never noticed, I've never looked. Kate, have you?
Once again. Why? I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't find him. I find his wife more attractive than him, if I'm completely honest with you.
Well,
that's the other thing I was going to say about him, though. You could see him, because the loose women now, isn't it? Obviously, loose women's been going for years, but she presents it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But they also do loose men as well every couple of weeks.
I know a few loose men, David. I'm only messing.
Well, I think Vernon Kay was hosting it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, of course, Vernon Kay was. Christ.
Yeah. Well,
Is there anything worse on earth than a loose women hot take?
Oh, you're going into dodgy area.
When they start talking about serious subjects, it's like, oh, come on. It's like, 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Just give it the light entertainment. We don't want to hear that Geordie one. Kids in the 1975. What's her name? Denise Welch. Is that her?
Denise Welch. She's proper.
We don't want to hear her views on anything at all.
But she started going a bit mad over COVID and all that. Didn't she? Saying it was a conspiracy, and then it's all gone a bit mad there, hasn't it? ITV with
I know. Listen, as long as we're all in agreement that Christine Lampard is fit, then we can move on. That's fine.
Frank's done well there.
Excellent.
Yeah. So anyway, are we celebrating Everton's routine 2-0 win? I will probably just defer back to the Denby and maybe do Maggie's mailbag karaoke. That could happen on Sunday.
Should record it. I think for me, by not thinking about Everton for quite a long period of time, that's the main way to celebrate.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah.
That'll be my other half finished for the season as well, which is amazing. So it's a nice. Go on.
I was going to say the thing that's still going to be attached to us is all this new takeover shit. Which incidentally, I didn't mean to plug this, but I've done an interview today with James Corbett.
Seamless, that Dave. Absolutely.
I was going to say, mate,
what a professional.
The advert instead of condoms and stuff.
Nice.
Sorry, go on. What were you saying, Dave? You've done the investment thing?
Yeah, the interview with James Corbett, who's like a really good. Well, I don't need to explain him because he probably explains himself to most of our listeners because he's been on a few times in the past. But yeah, we had a good chat because he knows the 777, the potential consortium to take over from us, and then that MSP as well. He's interviewed them, he's got in contact with them, and all that sort of thing. So, well worth having a listen if you want to know a bit more about these people are probably going to go and destroy the club when they sign up for us.
Another one. That leads us seamlessly into the next question from TWS, who's asked, Fortress Sports Investment Fund, 777 Partners, MSP Capital, the NCL money. What would you call your shady money laundering outfit when preparing to buy into Everton?
Prestige worldwide. We're here to fuck shit up. 100%. Gonna turn up in a tuxedo and everything. Right? Let's have it.
Boats and hose at the Woodside Ferry Terminal. Yes.
On the Mersey, boats and hose.
Gotta be Mailbag Limited.
That's brilliant.
Mailbag Unlimited.
Unlimited, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
Foxy, what do you think of this one?
Kenwright Productions, just for shits and giggles.
Coronation Street.
Betty's Hot Pots.
Bill's Hot Pots.
Thinking, the Arteta money.
Yeah.
Oh, the options are nice. I think Prestige worldwide though.
Yeah, that's good.
Fuck shit up.
And like people are talking, you're like, Dad, stop! You're ruining the presentation. I'm really sorry if you're listening to this and you haven't seen Step Brothers. None of this will make any sense, but otherwise, watch it. It's very
Can you imagine the Prestige pit worldwide in the Everton boardroom? Kenwright would be all over it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It would just be akin to the DVD sign just flying around, everyone waiting for it to hit the corner.
I don't think he'll be the chairman this time next year.
Hopefully this time next month he won't be.
Well, yeah.
Next week, yeah.
He'll be life president this time next week.
He's what?
Life president. He'll take the charter off. We know it.
That's nailed on, that, isn't it?
He'll see us through to the docks, and we know it.
Here's a quick one from me on what Kate just said. How long do you watch that DVD thing bounce around until it hits where you want it to? I'll watch it for a good while, changing colour and everything.
I think it goes back to Michael's question. How long do you drink for? Or how long did you start?
Yeah, it's kind
What
of
DVD
Venn
thing
diagram.
is this?
Yeah. Started
What's this
drinking
thing?
at this point, constant DVD. There we go.
What are you talking about here, Les? What's this? DVDs?
So you know you got a DVD and I think you pause it.
Oh, and it bounces around.
Just a
Yeah.
screensaver thing and a DVD symbol bounces.
Yeah.
Down. How long do you watch that for till it like hits the bit that you want it to?
It's quite obsessive, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit.
It's hypnotic.
Did you see if there's a pattern, don't you? Is it going the same bit or is it kind of freestyling you about? Yeah.
But you've watched this for a long, long time, haven't you?
Foxy's got DVDs of the DVD screensaver screen.
That's good.
TWS has also asked, why haven't we heard about cop-out shirts, scarves, voodoo cases, etc. being buried at Bramley Moor? Now, I hadn't thought of this, but this does concern me.
What, like, really?
They're all at Goodison, that's why.
No, yeah.
How much worse could it be?
Yeah.
You can't cast the cast.
It's all under the park end, isn't it?
You can't cast the cast when you can't cast the cast. Oh my God. It's a brand new level, isn't it? I just because genuinely, right, just leading on from that question, I don't know a single red, and I do know a lot of reds, but I don't know a single red who wants to see us go down, you know. And I don't know whether there's some kind of like strange, look at you shaking your head already, some strange kind of like undercurrent of if we go down, that changes everything.
If we go down, they're not guaranteed at least 4 points every season. That's how I'm thinking
Do you know
about
what I mean?
it.
Because it's the one without the other thing, isn't it? And while there'll always be some Blair who'll go, oh yeah, I'm gonna go Bramley Moor Dock and jettison this over the wall so it gets buried in the concrete. Tit.
Yeah.
You know, but I genuinely don't. As much as like we'll laugh about it and go, "Ah, you're the shit," and you're going down, and we're like, "Yeah, we know." I genuinely don't think there's much in the way of like malice there because it changes everything.
I think that's an excellent point. To be fair, because I think you get to a point where we've been that shit for that long that it doesn't appeal to them as much as it probably would. You know, like for instance, Leicester. Who's Leicester's rivals? Norwich Forest,
It's
isn't
like
it?
Midlands clubs, Forest, isn't it? And Derby.
Yeah, it's like but not like a proper traditional derby. They're like still about 100 miles up the road, aren't they? But with that, I couldn't imagine that. You know, they're gonna they will get really happy about it if they were rivals like we are with Liverpool. They were like, Leicester are going down. That's amazing because it's a massive shock. But with us, if we went down, it's not a shock as much as you'd think. Because we've all been like that. We've been that shift for a while. We've banged on about, 94, 98, last season, this season, that's 4. We're pretty used to this now. So they couldn't really get that much of buzzing off us if we went down as much as you would think.
Yeah, I think my experience of this is I've become less arsed about them like in the last 2 seasons. They don't do me head in as much as they used to because
Everton.
oh boy, yeah. I mean, I still hate those fuckers.
Yeah,
but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm ambivalent. But when they win, it doesn't do me head in anywhere near as much as it used to.
I've quite enjoyed some of their victories recently, which I watched the.
That why you've got sunnies on, Foxy?
When they beat Leicester and they beat someone else as well, I was like,
that's what
have you seen this man?
Feel a bit awkward now.
Yes, in the pub when Liverpool have scored.
You cheered Liverpool
against
2
Leicester.
goals.
Yeah.
You cheered Liverpool 2 goals against Leicester, didn't you? And Charlie battered you.
Curtis Jones.
Mate, Curtis Jones is a blue, mate, I'm telling you.
Is it? Yeah.
World class that night.
Oh my God! But yeah, it was nice to watch a game where you get the marginal offside decisions go your way. I thought that.
I know they were poor, weren't they? I looked at least 2 of them and I thought, yeah, that's definitely offside.
The second one was definitely offside.
Yeah.
If you look at Damari Gray, what he got pulled up for at Leeds, which by the way, had that rightfully stood, we'd be safe now. But if you look at that one he got pulled up for, and then you look at the Curtis Jones second goal. They're the same. They're like the margins are the same. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So it's because they're not really asked about us anymore. Going back to the question.
Yeah, I think so. I think things have probably changed enough. They've realised that they're not getting a rise out of us as much now. So
that will piss them off because they've become as insignificant to us as we would if we go down. So I think that's spot on that.
We've got 3 minutes left of this bit, so we'll go to Maggie and say, what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten on a match day?
Oh, fucking hell.
I once got a
That
pie
might still
from
be to
Goodison.
come on there on Sunday.
Let me take you back to the 90s. I once got a pie from Goodison in the 90s, and it was just like labeled meat pie. That's all they had. All the good ones
What?
had run out.
Beef
And it
pie?
was meat pie. And
Oh, yeah.
the pastry was okay, but say the pie's about like that big, there was like a 2-inch gap between the pastry and the meat, and I swear down the meat was like cat food. It was
Oh.
the worst thing. I don't know how long it had been there. I reckon it had been reheated for about 6 weeks at least. It was grim. I don't even think it was meat. Whatever was in it had never had a face.
Yeah.
That way.
Never had the face.
No.
The greatest thing I've ever eaten on a match day is the bun that surrounds the hot dog at Goodison. Nobody can eat them. They're horrible.
Yeah.
What is
that's
in that
been
stuff?
there for days, that.
That's when you know you're dead hungry. So that's
roll over.
probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kid brought one up by us a couple of games ago, and the smell was horrific.
Yeah.
Was
My
that,
kids have them every
that
time
smell?
we
It's
go.
like
Every time.
Sorry, Foxy, what was that, mate?
No, my kids have them every time we go.
Oh,
The foot long. What's
Oh.
in it?
Yeah.
I think mine forever will be Bovril. I've no idea who invented it, why they invented it, why it exists, what it does to your internal organs. It's an absolute disgrace. And you know, I get people, and it's very similar to that. I reckon people relate it to Marmite. I can't stand Marmite apart from the Walker's Marmite crisps, which are really nice.
They're all right, actually. Yeah, they're decent. Though.
Yeah, Marmite itself just looks like and tastes like feet or something like that. It's just sweaty. I don't know why it was there. Was this from like the old age where, or maybe the war? You know, where you only had rations and all
probably.
that.
Isn't
I think it's something like that, Marmite. But yeah, I think Bovril is like the waste from Marmite because it is absolutely
the runoff.
yeah. Is any? I mean, I'm sure we had an argument about this. Les, do you actually like Bovril?
I've never had it.
Have you not? Mate, don't have it. Please. Well, in fact, do have it. Please do have it, and you'll find out what I mean about this thing.
Might do that
it's the absolute devil.
Cricket. Here we go. We've got 30 seconds left of this part. If you're on YouTube,
is that why?
there you go. If you're on YouTube, you might get an advert. If you do, let us know what it is, because I don't get them for some reason, or I've not had any.
Enjoy the Blue Room condoms.
Oh, chlamydia. You're welcome.
Yeah, if you're on the podcast, nothing will happen. Dave might even cut this bit out, but we will catch you in a couple of minutes. Go and get yourself a bevy. It's never too early. Back. What was your advert? Let us know. Even if you didn't get an advert, let us know, and we'll get onto YouTube and make sure you get.
We'll make you an advert.
Well, yeah, we could do that. Maybe, yeah. I'm convinced everyone's getting the Anfield wrap because those fuckers advertise everywhere. Do you remember when they had all those things up the side of the station, the train station up the escalator?
Oh yeah.
Oh, join the journey with the Annie wrap. No. And I remember outside Man Island, we stuck a Blue Room sticker over an Annie wrap sticker, and someone peeled it off.
Oh,
really?
Oh my, yes, they did. He peeled it off.
Okay, fine. We'll just get more stickers then.
Well, Dave, we need more stickers. All stickers.
Yeah, let's get some stickers.
I'd like to know.
That's what I'll be doing in the summer then.
I'd like to know if that one is still on the bar at Tottenham.
Oh yeah.
I put one on a Durex machine in Paris. It matched the colour scheme.
that one's still outside the main stand, isn't it? The one that I think Matt got the picture of it. It's the picture at the top of our Twitter.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I hope that's still there, because do you know what? I actually think it is a good thing. What like fans who travel away do is just put like stickers of their own club about.
Yeah. Do you know what we need to do? We need to get more stickers, because I don't know if it's the same all around the ground. This is the tangent, but in the park end, in the bogs, you've got the advertising boards, and they're all empty.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know? It's funny you say that, because I've seen people, and it's quite, again, another tangent. It's quite a bit to do with some of our fans group or whatever give Erling Haaland a well done, you're a better scorer than Everton or something like that, and give them a gold boot. But also, I don't know if you've seen the other day, the people were taking pictures of those things that you just said that in the bogs at Brighton. And Brighton it's really smart actually. Brighton put a picture up of like a player from your club and say, you are 400 miles away from Goodison Park have a safe journey home. And it just looks
brilliant.
It does look really, really good. I think I've fallen in love with Brighton. You know, my fuckers
They're
off.
too nice, aren't they? They're just too nice.
Yeah.
Highs are good there as well.
They've got the best players in the world as well for some reason.
Unreal. Anyway, just before we started recording, Kate came back eating a biscuit. So this.
I'm sorry. I know this is the last mailbag of the season, right? But I want like a friggin' NDA or something before I do mailbag again next season.
Okay,
this time.
Sort that out. But this calls back to an older mailbag from the great days of the Tower.
Oh.
So TWS said, congratulations on 100 YouTube mailbags. Oh, by the way, this as I said in the tweet, 100th one on YouTube. On the theme of centuries, what could you eat 100 of? Now, okay, you can fit 100 Maltesers in your mouth, so we've done that one already.
I'm sorry. What a recording that was. Oh my God.
It was amazing.
I also feel really bad still to this day for the cleaner who had to go into the recording studio in the Tower after us, because it was bedlam. There was just
biscuits and honeycomb everywhere.
I can't believe how many finding this out, being the only person that actually worked in there.
I know, yeah.
Oh, Dave, honestly, the days and nights we had in the Tower on your entry card were
on your pass.
You should have been there.
My entry card? What the fuck is this going on about here?
What did I get? Did I get 23? I think I got 23 Maltesers in my mouth, you know.
I think I got about 10. I nearly bombed.
Did you win?
Your gag reflex is ridiculous, to be fair.
It's not good.
You need to work on that, Les.
Do you know what? I would make a tremendous day, fella, if I had a better gag reflex, but there we go. What could you do?
100. I could go like 100 Yorkshire pudding wraps, I reckon.
Oh,
what's in it? What's in each wrap?
Oh, the full lot, like.
What meat?
Oh, well, turkey, obviously.
Okay, fair enough. I'd go beef, but you know.
I know, because you live on the Wirral, but here we are.
Is that a thing now?
Yeah.
Those beef-eating Wirral aliens.
Yeah, I've got two things. I'm just trying to decide which one of the two. I think I'll go for rainbow drops, packets of rainbow drops. You remember them?
That's a shout.
Rainbow drops are so Moorish. It's unbelievable.
300 in a packet, though.
Well, you could get like a bigger packet, or like they do little tiny shitty ones for like 15 pence, and they still do them in the shop round ours here. And you could get you can get a box of them for like a tenner, but it's got like thousands of them in there. Do you know what I mean? And of course, you can't walk out of here with rainbow drops which kids love, because it just look wrong. Do you know what I mean? Okay, you know what I mean? It's only around the corner from yours. You know, on the bit where I'm trying to think that I think it's called Mexico, the pizza place there that's around the front.
Oh, we're trying to be so careful here. Don't just like come to my house and ask me about eating Yorkshire pudding wraps. But I'm assuming you mean where the road curves round.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I got you.
And just to confirm, I'm not a fella that comes around your house with rainbow drops for your kids.
He's got a special belly rings in his car.
And the other one I had, which is only just second, is Milky Ways. How nice are Milky Ways?
They are good.
Yeah, to shout that.
And not the crap ones you get in a bottle of
they're not the same, are they?
No, they're not. And it's the same as like everything in those celebrations. What did he say then?
Foxy said the smaller.
Yeah, well, exactly. You can't, like, it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. Like, Quality Street are fine because they're their own stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The purple one and all that is Quality Street. But celebrations are just tiny, tiny versions of all the belters.
I agree with you, but that said, Heroes are top tier for me.
Yeah,
Heroes are the one.
But the thing is, though, that's kind of the point of celebrations, isn't it? They are small versions of the big ones.
Yeah, but then
is that the point, though, Les? Or is it just the way life is these days and everyone's smaller and wants us to pay more?
Yeah, for years I was convinced I was just getting bigger, but I'm not, clearly, because I'm not big.
Are you really small or just far away?
It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Foxy, what are you eating 100 of before we go down that tangent?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too macho with this. So I love mini cheddars, but you get bigger cheddars as well. But I go for the mini cheddars to not be too macho. But the 100 of is when you put Laughing Cow in the middle, and you make a mini cheddar laughing cow sandwich.
Like a cheesy Oreo.
They're awesome. They are.
Oh my word! I've never heard of this.
So 100 of those. I think it'd be 50 mini cheddar laughing cow sandwiches. That is a thing.
Is it always got to be laughing cow? Because I've got some Dairy Lee triangles in our fridge.
No, it's got to be laughing cow. You just go out to that shop by Kate's and get some laughing cow.
Oh, I've never even thought of this. I mean, amazing. It is ultra cheese.
So,
but that's a fantastic idea.
Are you onto Dairy Lee Lunchables?
No.
Yeah, they're all right.
Oh, mate. Dairy Lee Lunchables with the tubes is the absolute goat of robbing your kids' snack. I'm going to stop doing this on the internet now.
Absolutely.
Did you see that next time?
They are. I literally will steal them off my kids' bags.
3-inch Lunchable. That big it was.
You couldn't fit that in a celebrations tub.
Wow.
Yeah, squeeze.
Every time you're on, Kate. Every single time. We'll go back to a question.
Consistent.
Sorry. We'll go back to a question from Maggie. Quite a serious one. If you sell your season ticket on and then pull it back 2 days later before the match, do you deserve to be kicked in the throat? Sounds like a bad ticket experience, but I would say if you sold your ticket on and it's sold, it's kind of tough. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Foxy, what are you saying?
No, I agree. I think that's one for Denise to go and sort out. I'm not quite sure the actual what happened there, but that sounds bad. Because if you do the resale thing, so I bought a resale ticket for Newcastle. So I assume once I've got that, I've got it, which I did. And sadly, I went to watch a game, which I wish I hadn't. But once it's there, isn't it? So I don't know why it then disappear again.
Yeah, that's not good, is it? A kick in the throat as well, or a headlock from Denise, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I think Denise should give out the headlocks. I think that's part of a role.
What would Denise's Oh God! What would Denise's finishing move be if she was a wrestler? I'm going with DDT.
I was holding back from just shouting, just roar and finish him then, but whatever.
It'd be something. I think a finishing move would involve Rhino somewhere. You can join the dots in between.
What a tag team!
No, I was thinking the funniest would be the Rock. The people's elbow.
Yeah.
I'd have a bit of that, where she does that thing with her arms, just like you cross your arms and then go from one side of the things to the other. I'd like to see it put like one of our fans in the middle on the centre circle, and then run all the way to the park end, and then run all the way to Gladys, and then drop the elbow when she gets back in the middle.
There's a guy that sits behind me in the lower bullens. I volunteer for that.
Can you imagine? By the time you'd run to one side, you could go downstairs, get a pint, go for a burst, chat to your mate, and then come back again, and he'd still only be like halfway from back.
Yeah, come back with Bovril and throw it on the face.
I've never seen her in real life, but I'm imagining Denise is quite small.
Yeah.
I imagine by the time she's ran to both ends, she's just going to sort of collapse, and she's in no sort of mood to like.
Well, she take the bounce off the ropes, I think, and.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Off the net, literally just run into the net and then bounce back.
It's quite tough.
But if she does collapse, she collapses on top, like in the WWE. When it's like an actual film where they just sort of fall on top of their opponent, and the ref still counts to 3, so you've won it by accident.
By proxy.
Yeah.
So
Bill's the referee.
Just to go off on one a little bit. I'm listening to a podcast on Vince McMahon at the minute. It's Behind the Bastards about Vince McMahon. It's amazing. He's an absolute bastard, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
The one thing that really surprised me is that apparently the average wage for a wrestler is 50 grand.
No.
Same as a ref.
Yeah. Apparently
really?
So. Yeah, the average wage is 50 grand. With blue
no, that can't be like John Cena and Triple H getting 50k.
No, so I guess the top end.
Yeah,
is like mega bucks, but yeah, so like the fellas who come on in like the purple trunks or whatever, and they've got a shit name like Johnny Banjo or something. They just get leathered on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, it's like the average wage is 50 grand. When you think like that, I know it's like fake, but they're still getting leathered by people every night. They're putting the bodies through some pain there. Mad.
Yeah, like Brock Lesnar's on it now, isn't he? Must have been on a few million. Him.
That would be my wrestling name, Les Brockner.
Les Brockner.
Defo. Another serious one from Maggie. How can the club improve the away ticket situation with credit sitting?
Well, maybe just go back to like a traditional way when you have to go and get tickets for any sort of event and you just queue up. I reckon that's the most fair thing to do. If they sort of go for, I don't know, a fortnight before the away game, you just set the date and the time, and you've got to go there and collect your ticket. Yeah. And you know what? I reckon that'd actually be like all day having a bit of a laugh with it. You know what I mean?
And I think
like you have to queue up for like tickets to go to, to an event or a gig or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you stand outside there through the dark for ages, but everyone would be like having a laugh and having a sing song and all that. I think that'd be all right.
I did that for the '95 Cup final, and it was all fun and games until I didn't get a ticket. Anyway, Foxy, what were you going to say there?
I just say change the venue to make it even more taxing. So don't just keep it at Goodison, move it about the country, have a queue up outside McDonald's and Leeds or something, and see the true fans. How many credits have you guys got? Have you got any credits or?
Not many.
No, mate. I always get mine through the illegal way. I think I shouldn't really say that.
Nice. But... No.
Yeah, basically, if we don't have any sort of home cup games, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Which we don't, do we?
Never.
Maybe one, but that's it.
We might get one, yeah. Although we always seem to be away at Anfield in the FA Cup, though. Which I've had tickets for twice, and yeah, wish I hadn't. Yeah. Another one from Maggie. You can chin exactly one person related to Everton Football Club. This is more like it. Who is it? And please mime your chinning so we can judge.
I missed the beginning of the question. You can what?
You can chin.
Oh, okay.
You can chin one person.
This has been a long time coming, this one.
Just the one, though. Just the one. Kate, I'll come to you first on this because you've clearly got someone in mind.
Well, it's obviously going to be Michael Keane. I've waited a long time for this opportunity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It
just annoys the bejesus out of me. And I think, oh no, I can't really do that. I can't speak on behalf of all women, and I also don't condone violence. But I've always wanted to proper slap somebody across the face. And like, he's quite tall. And I mean, I'm quite tall, but I'd probably have to like still put some welly behind it. So yeah.
That's an actual competition now, though, isn't it? That's like a professional
thing. You could like proper spark people out doing that as well, literally slapping them, which I never did.
I think hasn't the fella who, what's his name, Dana, someone from the UFC, is actually sponsoring this now.
What?
Just people standing in just slapping their heads. Yeah, honestly. It's the most boring thing in the world to watch, because when you've seen like one fella slap some other fella as hard as he can, you're thinking, yeah, that'll do for now. You don't want to see them repeat it. But it's a sport now.
I'm never gonna miss an opportunity to take you back to the 90s. So let me take you back to the 90s. the Tango advert.
Yes.
The slap. Did that get banned in everyone's school?
Yeah.
Because everyone was just running around slapping people, and the school came out with the thing. Someone got a perforated eardrum from it in the death knell at some other school down the road. Who would have said some other school down the road? Someone got a perforated eardrum. It's like the purple dye in the swimming pool, but they banned the tango stuff.
Are those the type of things that are still going in schools? By the way, you'll know this. Well, you two.
Well, violence, yeah, definitely.
All of you know this. Actually, no, not violence. But you know, when like the school just makes something up about. Like I remember. In my junior school, and again, this is like early 90s. I remember our head teacher. This is really bad. This wouldn't let anybody run in sort of lunchtime, or it was only in PE, obviously, where you were allowed to run. You could only walk on the playgrounds and and on the grass and stuff. And the reason why was because some girl, he says, was just skipping in the playground, and some lad decided to 2-footer and broke her leg. And and he was but it went a bit too far. Like he was saying he's amputating and all that. I'm like, I'm not having it.
But running wasn't really the issue there, was it? It was the 2-footed tackle. It was
no, exactly. Apparently, he was saying you couldn't get the momentum if you were walking. There was honestly, mate. Thomas Gray school, which is still going now, and I absolutely loved that as a kid, but. That head teacher's a bit of a prick doing that because we couldn't run around or nothing.
Yeah, it feels like 2-footed challenges in the playground is the thing to ban, doesn't it? Rather than
exactly. I mean, if it goes that strong, you just have some sort of like 3G Astro or something like that, wouldn't you, to make it as safe as possible to run on? But
safe as possible to 2-foot land without breaking your leg and having it amputated.
All of us kids, like honestly though, you'd be shitting yourself at like on the playground, and You think about how boring that is for kids, just allowed to walk but nothing else. That's absolutely devastating, and ruins a lot of people. So I think rather than that girl's leg getting done in, was massively bad for kids who couldn't run around. It was her fault.
Are we still
Sorry, I don't know if she's still listening.
Are we still talking about chinning people?
Where does blame?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh no, I'm genuinely asking because I've forgotten. Foxy,
No, we didn't ask who you chin. What you're talking about? Board members, players, what?
Whatever.
Come on, who's lining up behind Michael Keane?
Yeah, so Kate said Michael Keane. I think I'd go Andy van der Meijden, the little beaut.
Yeah. No, Dan Gosling, mate. I wouldn't mind giving him a slap or two.
I'd rob Andy van der Meijden's dog and then chin him. Not his dog, chin Andy van der Meijden, not his dog.
Oh, Nick Barmby as well. And Nick Barmby wouldn't take a dig as well. He'd just lie down and ask for an ambulance, that little shit.
There's a fella who needs 2 footing. Foxy, who are you chinning?
Again, the guy that sits behind me in the lower Bullens when I sit down there. It just, you get the irritating twats every so often in the game.
Yeah.
And he sounds like me as well, which doesn't help when you're in Liverpool. And it's like, just shut up. Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Give us some of
his... it's just giving a commentary throughout. And you're like,
give us some of his doubts. What are some really bad doubts?
He slags off McNeil most of the time. Like, McNeil has been our best player for about the last 4 months. And he's
I mean, it's no longer September. You can't slag McNeil off.
Yeah, just constant commentary, negative. Sounds like me. Switch him off.
Are you sure it's not you? And you're just like, this is your disclaimer now.
Unless it's Charlie sitting behind me, he's too young.
You sit behind Charlie, and Charlie's like, "Oh, Dad, there's this fella he draws my head in." Sounds like you.
It's my split personality. I'm just throwing my voice, and it's like.
Look, you're spot on though, mate, because obviously I've achieved that reputation for many, many years on the Blue Room as I'm absolutely miserable about our club. But there are people at that stadium are worse than me who I feel like turning around, and it'd be massively wrong to turn around and say to them, mate, stop being so nasty about players. But it's when they do it about like somebody who's been all right, like McNeil, because he's come good. You still have people behind you saying, "Oh, we shouldn't have fucking signed him. Send him back to Burnley. He's fucking shite." And you're like, "Mate, shut up. He's been the only fella who's kept us up."
Yeah, but I think it just takes one person, doesn't it? Like I move around the stadium a bit. It takes one person. Can you sit within like 150 people? And that one person is the only thing you can hear for most of the game.
Exactly. They seem to have like a distinct voice. It's not even that loud. It's just that noise, and it just sticks in your mind.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't get that in the park end, Les. I'm sure everyone's like, "Woohoo!"
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. It's just
all get off after 60 and go to the pub.
No one
hand in hand.
Just no one says anything. Yeah, we've generally gone by the time the shouting starts. Another one from Maggie. Relatively serious one. How do we get through Sunday? One word: Underberg. Next.
Underberg. Yeah, I mean, it does relate to the question about, when do you start drinking, really, doesn't it? I've gone through my mind so much this week about this Sunday game, and I'm thinking, I go back to it at the end, I'm thinking, you've got to fucking beat Bournemouth at home, haven't you? I don't care how good they've been. And I've actually been championing for Gary O'Neill should get manager of the year because he's done a phenomenal job there to get them to where they are, because they were bottom, I think, when he was it was like they just throwing him in there for a laugh as like a caretaker manager, and now he's turned into being better than Pep Guardiola.
Brentford did that, didn't he?
Yeah,
with their manager. He Thomas Frank was just like
he was he was an assistant manager, wasn't he? And then,
and he just said, "Go on, then you can have it."
And now he's one of the best.
Yeah.
What was the question?
How do we get through Sunday? Just on that, about Bournemouth, genuinely, if we get beat 3 times in the season by Bournemouth, I don't care how good job Gary O'Neill's done. Relegated to double relegation.
Well, I found out something this week that I certainly didn't know about. I don't know if you guys did, but apparently Bournemouth have an incredible hatred for Leeds. They despise Leeds, and apparently this is to do when one of them got promoted the other year or something like that. And the fans sent a written message to Bournemouth saying, "Ha ha ha, we're not going to see it again," or something like that. And just completely hated them. So apparently Bournemouth want death.
Is this right? Do you reckon this is like a thing for like these one club cities that they're just desperate for a rival with somebody? Because Newcastle are the same. It's like
Sunderland, as well.
Absolutely itching to be rivals with someone.
Leicester.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is. I think you're right there. Actually, you just want to be relevant all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we prefer not to be with that.
Oh man, if we were a one club city, oh god, imagine it. It would be like that thing in The Simpsons where they're all dancing around the rainbow and like doing Ring of Roses. It would be like
might happen quite soon if Kenwright carries on.
Again, this is seamless stuff now. Maggie's asked who is Everton's local lower leagues equivalent? Probably Everton after Sunday, but who are we saying? Foxy, go ahead.
Lower league equivalent. So my local team growing up was Yeovil.
Oh,
so I can see a lot of Yeovil in Everton, and just general shiteness.
Yeah, for people who don't know the Yeovil story, do you want to just give a little?
Yeah, so Yeovil, non-league for years, went up through leagues, got to Championship, built a new stadium, and then went through leagues, and then they just gone and gone back down again. So,
but the owner, isn't it? The owner or the chairman are right, like golf as well.
Yeah, most of them are.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. not many good owners, but they've just I think for them, the stadium was early on, but like the finances and everything, and trying to achieve something they're never going to do, and then fell apart. I'm not saying the finances for the stadium have crippled us, but it hasn't helped, has it? Spending like 400 million quid on the stadium and not being able to invest in players, it's not helped.
Well, that's it. When you look at like the investment that could potentially come in from whoever's interested,
it
is investment and it's tied to the ground, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, that's good because the ground will get built, but
the cost of it,
at the expense of the team. Kate, any lower league teams you think could be a bit Everton?
I'm thinking the Nottingham County Primary girls 5-a-side is probably about there at the minute, actually. They've had a pretty shitty season as well, so
they've battered the Toffees.
Mm-hmm. I've got nothing to add to that. I just want to get Sunday over and done with. The inspiration is real. It's just fucking get it over and done with now.
Do you know what? I was fine. I was speaking to Pete the other day. He phoned me up, Dave, because he missed Mailbag because he said he couldn't sleep.
Oh, bless him.
He said he phoned me up on the Saturday, like about midday on Saturday. He goes, "I'm so sorry for missing Mailbag. I couldn't sleep on the Friday night." He goes, "I eventually got to sleep about 7 o'clock." This is fretting about Everton, by the way. He couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
He had battered. He said he eventually got to sleep about 8 o'clock in the morning, slept through, apologized. And I was saying to him, like, do you know what? I've not been that bad. I've not I wasn't worried about the Wolves game. I've been like quite sort of calm about everything. Did that podcast with I did the weekly the other night, and like my arse has gone now completely. It's properly thrown me. It's kind of made it very, very real.
Oh, mate,
I don't like it.
Do you know what? Before I answer that question, so I've been to watch. You have as well, Kate, haven't you? When you've been able to get the Everton women's games.
Yeah.
And I went to watch the one where Arsenal battered us last week.
Yeah.
And the girl, I forget her name. Her second name, something Beaver. What's her name?
Oh my god. I'm gonna
Google
say. I'm gonna say Aggie.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
anyway, say what?
You have.
Did you say you're gonna say Aggie?
Wait.
No, I said, yeah, that's it. That is Aggie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Aggie something.
I just Google Beaver. Hang on one
I can't
second.
remember how to spell her surname. It is. It's Aggie Beaver Jones. That's why.
There you go.
I can see why she went double barreled, because Aggie Beaver.
I was waiting
for hell of a name.
That.
How old are you?
I was desperate to say that. I'm glad you did, Les.
Oh my god. Are you getting the game in friggin' Nottingham County Primary 5-a-side girls team?
No, because Nottingham is not a real place. I've been to this so many times. It's not.
It is. And
you're definitely
the
fella. Yeah, he's definitely the fella in school who drew cocks all over the walls.
It is you. Turn to page 56 in like the science bloody textbooks. That was you. Single-handedly.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to the mature reference. So obviously Pete does a lot for Everton women's stuff. He does all of our podcasts for them and things like that. So I've started going with him. I sit by him at Walton Park, and I'll tell you what, the fans they've got are amazing. They just constantly keep a noise going. I mean, my ears were ringing when it finished, with the drums and all that sort of thing. Anyway, she got sent off. Said Beaver got sent off. For one, like a shock. It was a shocking tackle.
Horrendous challenge, wasn't it?
Did you see it? And I mean, the girl from Arsenal, like, she was on the floor for about 10, 15 minutes. You could tell her ankle had just completely been ruined.
That. Was it that bad?
Oh, mate, yeah, it was. Well, see, I'm glad you said that, because everyone around me started looking at me saying, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Seamus was worse. Seamus was worse than all this. And, like, the referee, he was actually a former cop-out, by the way. They sung about that all game. Give her a yellow card initially. Then obviously walked up to the girl who's been flattened, looked at her leg, which was in about 10 pieces, and then turned it into a red card. So our players, like, she was sort of crying her eyes off a bit, actually, when she was getting sent off, because obviously she didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
It was one of them. Did you see it, Les?
I saw one view of it, and I don't know. It didn't look.
If you look at it, no,
she never went to do anyone. Clearly,
no. It was one of those where she'd let the ball run a little too much. So it's one of those whether you feel like a little bit. If you don't put in for that, someone will start moaning that you haven't given it 100%. You know what I mean? And the ball just goes too far beyond where she can reach. And the other girl's put her foot down, and she's just gone through an ankle, like clean through her ankles. And everyone by me were going, it's no way you're a blue. You're definitely not a blue. I'm like, it's a sending off. The girl's just being absolutely flattened. There's something going to be wrong, seriously wrong with her. She was stretched off into an ambulance type of thing. And that's how passionate everyone is who goes. I'd implore anyone to go to those games, by the way. If you can get a ticket, it sells out a lot now, doesn't it, Kate?
Yeah, this is it. You see, it's picking up, and it's a great opportunity to be able to say thank you to, not personally, but on behalf of the fans. Izzy Christiansen, man, what a frigging player. And she's retiring from club and international as well. What an absolute inspiration of a player. Amazing.
No, she is. And she always answers back as well, to be fair. She messages her quite a lot. She does a lot of work with the BBC.
Yeah.
And she will instantly reply to you if you need her for anything, or if she can do it or anything like that. We'll definitely be getting it on the Blue Room at some point as well for a good chat. But you're absolutely right. She's an absolute star. And wish her best for whatever she wants. I hope she carries on doing media, by the way, because she does a lot of Premier League games as well as the WSL. So we're on you back to you.
McGill's picked up as well, Dave. Have you noticed? She's doing more in the way of commentary and that as well. Punditry.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, and it's great to see.
The girls.
Absolutely right. But going back to that point there, which lower division club is the Everton of the lower division club? Mine's going to be Peterborough. And the reason being, and again, I shouldn't go far saying this because I did some work with this fella for a while, but Dara McCanty is their owner, along with Barry Fry. Barry Fry's hilarious, by the way.
Fry's been at Peter for about 100 years, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he has. Yeah. If you watch that film with Ron Atkinson, the series with Ron Atkinson, I forget what it's called. It's called like Big Manager Ron or something like that. Please watch it. It'll be on YouTube now. It used to be on Sky One. Just Google it. Big Manager Ron, I think it's called. And it had this fella who was manager of Peterborough, Scouse fella, called Steve Leesdale, I think it is, right? And it's one of the funniest things you'd ever see. Like, Ron Atkinson turned up and the manager was there, this Scouse fella. It was like his first job. And he's trying to tell all the players, like, they're battling for their promotion and get into the playoffs. And they're on the end of it. They're on like the 6th and 7th in the league, so they need to win the last game. And Atkinson's been come in to help, to be a consultant by Barry Fry. And it's one of the funniest things you can watch. The fella ends up leaving his job because of Ron Atkinson, and they fall apart. And Ron Atkinson's an absolute joke. But anyway, sorry for the going off on one there. But Peterborough, because they lost their best striker. And they've done so several times, the last one being Ivan Toney, who ended up at Brentford. Darren Ferguson, Sir Alex's son, has been their manager about 16 times.
Yeah, easy.
They've come up, they've gone down. There's been financial issues there. The stadium as well has been. It's had like one stand. It's a bit like ours. It's so much like ours. It's had one stand sorted out like the Park End, but the rest of it, looks like you're at a train station. I reckon that's perfect, Everton.
Yeah, and the getting beat by Chef Wed the way they did as well.
Mate, please do us a favour and watch that thing I've just said to you.
Will do.
Big Rob manager. It's one of the funniest things you'll ever watch.
Right, got time for two more. So first off, just a one-word answer or two-word answer we'll do for this. Maggie's asked who's the boldest manager in the Premier League.
We've got to go this year.
Pick a year. I'm going to go this year. Ten Hag. He's even bolder
for sure.
than Pep.
For sure.
So bold.
I think Klopp has got real bald energy.
Big bald energy.
Frank.
Thomas Frank.
No, Frank.
Lampard.
Lampard. Yeah.
That's got to all come along, him.
We will end on a potentially a bit of a high. David Mason has asked, what song will get Goodison rocking at 16:15 on Sunday? I'd say 16:25. And why is it Elton John's? I guess that's why they call it It Us the Blues. Why did they not play that?
It's too slow. Not enough momentum to it.
I was going to say this.
If you could get a Scouse House version of it, you have nailed it.
Yeah.
It's you off this call for that comment alone.
I love the song. I adore the song, but in terms of what it needs to be, I mean, it could be very fitting for us if we go down. To be fair, but I mean, was it Watford when we played it and all that? And we had, Watford. That's why we call it the Blues. Or something like that.
I guess that's why they call us the Blues. Yeah, the 84 final.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that's a big reason why I love it. But also, it was played when Howard died as well at his funeral, which it was heartbreaking to cover that. To be honest with you, I remember again going off on the tangent that Roy Keane was walking out of the Anglican, and I've never had a snarl in my life like it when I said, "Have you got a few words for Howard?" He just looked at me and like almost spat at me.
Really?
And just carried on back to the fucking Lime Street. But anyway, that's how nice of a guy he is.
Wow. See, it seems so much more fitting for a legendary send-off like that than it does to get us riled up ahead of a game. Dave Downey, I've never been more disappointed in you that you haven't uttered the words "bewitched" in response to this.
Oh yeah, I mean that's crucial. That's such a good song. I think I've mentioned it a few times this season. That Eiffel 65, which is obvious. Do you know what I mean?
Before you go for that one,
it's got to be something with proper energy.
No, it's
Pretty Green Eyes or something like that.
Yes, now you're talking.
What was that?
Pretty Green Eyes.
Oh God!
Something
right after the sirens, that would go off.
Play Cola by Camel Fat instead of that. It's much better. Foxy, what are you going with?
Well, what I'll be thinking about at 4:15 on Sunday is the Poo Poo song by the Trees. So the lyrics to the Poo Poo song go poo poo, poo poo. Everybody has to go poo poo, poo poo, poo poo.
What's like Eurovision, this mate?
But it has to be sung exactly like that.
So the reason for the Poo Poo song is a potty training song. And I play it a lot at the moment for my 2.5-year-old who's potty training, and we play it's like frequently in the house. But I will be at 4:15 thinking poo poo, poo poo. Everybody has to go poo poo.
You'll be singing that at
as I literally go poo poo.
That'll be the song at 6:15, mate. When we're all looking at the championship.
It'll be gone by then. It'll be gone.
It could be the one time that the street end bog smell is overpowered by shite and not weed. We will leave it on that bombshell. We've got a minute left on this, so I've got to call time. And thanks to everyone who sent questions in. Obviously, we hope the weekend goes our way. We're all going to be dead nervous, but whatever happens, we're always going to be here. We're not going to desert anyone. But yeah, just everyone have a belter weekend. Hopefully the Toffees win. Thanks to Kate, thanks to Dave, thanks to Foxy, thanks to everyone who sent questions in. We will catch you next time on Mailbag.